What up, everybody, and welcome to the show of hurt feelings, disagreements, debate, and controversy. It is the House of Havoc Top 10. Today we have the artist formerly known as Anthony Alessino, the smooth criminal Bryan Castiglione, and the mullet-wearing, cold-take sharing Jack Hockenjos. And last but certainly not least is your boy, the Dean Malenko of podcasting, the man of 1,000 nicknames, Jimmy Hockenjos. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time watching the show, welcome to the show. Thanks for choosing to spend some time with us today. If you're watching on the video on the YouTubes, we have reorganized the studio. We got the big man Jack on camera for his first time.
How's it going, everybody?
Seems like he's got a little bit of stage fright, but we're going to work past it. We're back for another tremendous episode of the Top 10. Today we got 90's cartoons for you, which is once again another field. Jackson Deepwater, born in 2002. He's 2 years past the decade, so he's already starting behind everybody else. And he's been known to fuck lists up in the past, so I can only imagine what he's got today.
All right, so we do need a list, a top 10 that is definitely catered towards Jack. I would like to do one where I struggle and Jack could maybe
Jack fucking beat you up at the hip hop one.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. I
Jack
did struggle with the hip hop one. You're right. You are right. Something more. I'm trying to think. Like top 10 excuses. Someone his age, right? I'm trying to think. Reasons to not get out of bed. Like, what do you need?
Ways to call out of work.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, so while we think about that, 90's cartoons. Here we go.
Right into the honorable mentions?
Yeah,
Are there any dishonorable mentions?
Don't have any
I don't
dishonorable.
have any dishonorable mentions.
I don't have any dishonorable mentions.
To me, if you don't like it, then don't watch it. It's just that simple. You don't have to bag a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just how I feel about it. But you have any dishonorable mentions?
Nah.
No. Okay. So without further ado, honorable mention number one. How many do you have?
3.
I got 5. So I'll do 2 real quick.
Yeah, do 2.
I have 6.
I got like 3.
You have 6? All right. So
I'll do 3 and 3.
I could have filled out more. I just stopped.
Actually, I have 5.
Yeah.
I lied.
All right.
I'll do 3 and 2.
Rocco Modern Life. That's an honorable mention.
All right. I have Rocco's Modern Life as an honorable mention too.
Okay. You're looking at it. I see his face.
That's got to be high on Brian's list.
Okay.
Looks like
Gotta
it
be
is.
high on Brian's
Looks like it
list.
is. He was stunned.
Brian's rattled.
The
for
man
the
was-
first
I
time.
just have to say, I like this so much more. This
Yeah.
is just so much more.
Less cramped.
Interactive.
And-
I'm not staring at Jack's back anymore.
And I don't have to do this to like.
And now
Yeah,
we're all.
this is nice.
We can
I
look
don't
at
have to
you
hand
and
Jack
look at
the
camera
microphone.
at the
I'm
same
looking
time.
at you,
Great.
looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just fantastic.
All right,
Anyway,
so go ahead. Sorry.
Rocco's Modern Life, and I'm gonna go Wild Thornberries.
All right, that's fair.
good.
I got
Yeah,
the
that's
Wild
fair.
Thornberries as an
Rocco-
honorable mention, so.
Rocco's Modern Life, 1993. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of
Don't
these.
have
No,
a
you're
date
right.
on my honorable
1993
mentions.
to 96.
Wild Thornberries, 98.
I don't
So
have those.
they caught the very tail end of the 90's wave.
Wild Thornberries definitely spilled into the 2000s.
It did. No, it did. I'm just.
No, that's fine. I
Yeah.
have shows that spilled into the 2000s.
I just did start dates. So
Yeah, I
those
feel
are
like as long as the majority of it is,
Yeah.
or at least a portion.
Well,
at
what
the
I
end.
wasn't going to do
Yeah.
was not even the whole first season of SpongeBob fits in 99.
Right.
Like, so
So-
stuff like that.
quick. Those were quick honorable mentions. Throw out 3 real quick.
So the 3 I had, I really wanted to put Ed, Edd n Eddy on the list.
Thought about it.
They only had, it was the same thing with SpongeBob, only had a year.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls, obviously.
Totally okay with it.
I'm more than okay with
And
that.
I didn't really watch it. It was one of those things I'd catch like after school just because of the time we got to school. But the Batman animated series
People love
was,
that. I
was
thought
sick,
that might have been on
honestly,
his list.
I've seen the Batman
might be.
animated series.
Let's
where
just
say it
it's
might be.
definitely
Okay,
like-
because I thought it
Let's
would.
just say it might be.
So Valentina, my girlfriend, she said, for those who don't know,
Who's it?
Powerpuff Girls had to be top 3, and I said it ain't for me, but I totally understand how it could be to any gender. I could totally see how it
100%.
hits. But those are 3.
Yeah, I got 2 more, but we'll.
All right, give me. How many you got? 3.
What do you have?
I got, I had the Wild Thornberries
Okay.
as one. I have, 1 second, Flintstones. I got the Flintstones on there.
Older.
Yeah, okay.
Older.
All right.
It's an honorable mention. I could see it.
I mean, it's a classic. You know,
I thought honestly, I was gonna put it on my honorable mention too.
it could almost be like couldn't you even make that the 80s?
It's timeless. I mean, I think it started in the 60s, to be honest
my
with
God.
you, but
Oh my god.
but like it's timeless.
Yeah,
You can
no,
watch
it
that
is.
Anytime. Didn't they make the Flintstones movie in the 90s?
The live action
Probably.
Flintstones movie, I
So there
believe
had to be
so,
some
yeah.
sort
It just
of
never
John
did it
Goodman?
for me.
Yeah. Great movie.
It never did it for me.
Yeah.
It's timeless, but it never did it for me.
I don't know about great to us. I don't know about great movie.
Great as a 7-year-old.
Yeah, as far as movies go, I don't know
Yeah.
how great.
I'll watch it.
All right, go ahead. How many you have?
I got one more.
Go ahead.
All right.
I got Looney Tunes because that was the
Alright.
first super animated. Like, it was a new era of animating, and the
Okay.
cartoon it looked different.
Yeah, so that's yeah, okay. I'm okay with that.
I got two more. Should I just give them
Yeah,
both?
give them both. Yeah. And then
Real Monsters,
perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Animaniacs.
Okay. Don't like that at all, Animaniacs.
Animaniacs was great.
If I was gonna do it this
it
honorable
mixed
mention, it
in
would be
pop
them.
culture,
I
it
know.
mixed in stories,
Oh, a lot of people like it, but
Yeah, great.
for me, that was
Animaniacs
the
was
closest
tremendous.
to a dishonorable mention.
No, if I had a dishonorable mention, it would have been The Simpsons.
Wow, that's gonna get
That's
weird
hot
then.
take.
It's
You
gonna
don't have
get
any more?
it's gonna get super weird then. I have we got it. We're gonna have a whole conversation about that later. 'Cause
Fine, dude. I can't wait.
I have
just,
2 more honorable mentions. Oh, sorry, 3 more. I'll go through them real quick. Family Guy, 1999. It was the first time it started, so it needs an honorable mention. Just a shout out that was the first time it started. Then it went off air. Then it came back. Remember, it
Yeah.
originally failed.
I didn't really do adult cartoons.
I did just because, Now, Family Guy I didn't watch in 1999. This is just an honorable mention. That's why I didn't make the list. Futurama, I do remember seeing as a kid. Also came out in 1999. Also just an honorable mention. How I didn't realize how many adult shows there actually were.
Yeah.
Like, cartoons.
I mean, Celebrity Deathmatch is
Oh
nine-
my
90s,
god,
dude.
I forgot about
That's
That
what
would
I
have
forgot
counted.
about
That
that.
would have
I'm gonna put
counted.
that
Did
on
anyone
my-
put it on
oh.
their list?
I might just do it right now. honestly.
So, last one,
I'm not joking.
Beavis and Butthead.
I used to watch that all the time.
Same.
You just hit me with some serious nostalgia. You said Beavis and Butthead?
So Beavis and Butthead.
Last honorable mention, 1993. They had a long run. And they went straight I'm pretty sure almost all the way through.
Yeah.
Mm.
And for me, never a show I watched, but a show that like you put them up on the screen and you know who they are, like iconic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In every sense, but it never was for me. So
So I had South Park mainly just for the reason that I didn't really start watching it until I was older, but to see what it was then and that it's still going now is pretty nuts. And then I also just had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think it's more towards 80s, but kind of like
It still
tail end.
counts
Yeah.
for me. If I did, I was trying to keep it to 3 because I was kind of strapped for time when I was making my
Yeah.
list this time around. It would have been the 4th or 5th if I opened it up. But it is. It's definitely 90s as fuck. But I feel
Yeah.
like it started
more in the 80s.
87.
Yeah,
I don't
it was
know,
towards the end of
but
the 80s.
something like that.
all right,
Are we all good on honorable mentions?
everybody good?
Let's do it, Brutus.
Should I start with 10?
Go ahead.
This is Gargoyles,
I don't even know what the hell that is.
94 to 97. You don't know what Gargoyles
I
is?
have no idea.
Gargoyles was a cartoon about literal gargoyles on like a on a gothic chapel that at night they would come alive.
Nah,
And
you really don't remember seeing like
You don't
at least
remember
the images
Gargoyles?
of
Let
it?
me look
Yeah,
it up
get
real
a
quick.
little
Let me look
Google
it up
Because-
real quick. I'll see what's going on.
Gargoyles I definitely watched in the 90s. I don't think I was old enough most of the time to really, because we're born 93, so it started running in 94 to really understand what was going on. But it's on something. I
Oh,
went
yeah,
back and
it's
watched it. One of the streamers has it. It still holds up. It's pretty solid. It's only like 2 or 3 seasons.
I vaguely remember the show, and I think that's like what a lot of people are gonna have that.
3 seasons.
I'm lost,
3
dude.
seasons.
No clue what this is. James described
Google
this.
Gargoyles
It
cartoon.
was
Do you want to
94 to
go?
97.
Do you want to go? Or
Yeah.
you want me to go?
You go.
You'll know my top. You'll know my number 10.
Okay.
King of the Hill, 1997.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
All right.
Love it, dude.
All right.
Love that.
It's a difference maker, dude. There was nothing
It was
like
such a
it.
good
I
show.
do.
So,
I
you
do
got
gotta
it.
say, in that TikTok edit that's been going around lately, if you've heard
Yeah.
the clip,
Maybe.
Hank Hill never says "God damn it" to Bobby. He says "God dang it." He says "God damn it" to everybody else because he never curses at his own son. So that's someone.
So for
hacked
me,
and chopped out or
that was
something.
a show that I was like able to watch at a young age,
Yeah.
and not like South Park was like something that like I would have to see around my older cousins, or like, you know what I mean? Like they'd
Yeah.
show me. It was not something that my parents would let me put on. King of the Hill was like that was the gray area.
Yeah, well, that was right in
Yeah.
the family
But-
like dinner after dinner block.
100%.
on fucking
And that's why-
whatever channel.
Number 10.
7:30.
Number 10. Just let us know we're there.
No, Simpsons was 8. Yeah.
You're up.
Number 10. All right. All right. We've been talking about this already. I guess I'll just go for it. So I actually did put SpongeBob SquarePants for number 10. Strictly just because of what it became. And just to be fair, I did look through the list before 99. Like
The
from
first
99
20
up.
episodes, yeah. They hold up. I
And
was
they
saying this
all,
the other night.
right, I was going to say, and they
they
all
hold
kind of hold up.
A lot of them are iconic.
Realistically,
Hibernation.
if we were doing just cartoons in this era, not specifically 90s, it probably would be at least top
All-time
5.
King of
It would,
Kings.
like,
Probably
probably
top 3
top
for me
3.
at least. It'd probably be all
But I
time.
just feel like 10's appropriate just because of how good the first season was and what it eventually became. So
I don't feel like you're the only one that has on the list.
I mean, if you even
Do you?
even if I
I
just
do.
read,
Okay.
do you?
Yeah.
I mean, even some of the episodes,
Better
just
get that out of the way quick.
just to read a couple.
it's
We were talking about this before, but Help Wanted, Reef Blower, Bubble Stand, Rip Pants, like all these like
the one when Sandy goes in, I think it's called Hibernation.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Dirty Dan.
all the ones
Yeah.
that you like
Yeah.
significantly remember. I mean, obviously there's other ones, but the first season, I feel like as soon as I started reading the titles, I instantly was able to remember that.
Jellyfishing is on that one.
Exactly.
Jack.
At number 10, I have the Scooby-Doo show.
All right.
I'm okay with it.
Scooby-Doo.
That's an okay first one, dude.
Okay, yeah, I'm alright with that.
That's an okay first one. Anything to say on it, or just
I mean,
You don't have-
you
Scooby-Doo's
can just say
lit,
you
dude.
liked it.
It's
Yeah,
you
lit
can just say you
tits.
liked it. You don't have to. All right, number
It's
9.
10. We're just getting.
Dude, I got
All
fire.
right.
Don't worry.
My number 9 is Dexter's Lab. From 96 to 98, its original run, and then the creator left to go do Samurai Jack. Then it came back for a second run from 2000 to 2003.
My number 9 is also Dexter's Laboratory.
All right.
It's fine.
That works.
I remember seeing a lot of Dexter's Laboratory. So the way our channels were set up, you had Cartoon Network, and then you had like Nick, right? But we also had Boomerang. Now, Boomerang's where they show a bunch of older shit, like the Looney Tunes or the Wild Thornberries.
I don't remember Boomerang.
Boomerang is
Boomerang
like
wasn't
Dad
around until
loves
we were in
Boomerang,
high
dude.
school, dude.
My dad used to watch Boomerang.
Boomerang's like this old throwback
okay,
cartoon.
so that's-
Did they
like-
have Boomerang when we were young?
Yeah, I used to watch it with
And
my
it
dad
played
all the time.
older shit?
Yeah, I used to watch the Jetsons and
Oh my
all the old,
God.
literally all the old stuff.
So I had Boomerang, and Dexter's Laboratory was always on Boomerang. And
Oh my
I
God,
remember
it's
seeing
like Boomerang.
You know which one I just
That's
remembered
so
that
crazy.
probably would have made my top 10, and I just remembered it? Nah, it couldn't have been, because I did research. It wasn't in there.
Which one?
Invader Zim had to be after 2000.
2001.
2000.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Because I almost...
That would have been on my
Yeah.
list.
Yeah. All right.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to make sure. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God. All right, Brian, you go 9. We'll kick it back this way now. Because he just went with 9.
Oh, all right. All right. So number 9, I actually have Johnny Bravo.
Fuck yeah. Good one.
Love that show. I mean, it's obvious when I read it, but I found online that he was based on Elvis and James Dean, like all as one person,
Yeah,
which
makes sense.
makes sense now that you
Oh, yeah.
when you see the character. But yeah, I always just thought he was so funny. The dialogue, the things he says, the catchphrases, and everything. And I never felt like there was actually a point to the show. It was just him in these like weird awkward
Chicks, dude.
situations. Exactly,
Checks.
which is pretty ironic, but still, great show.
I think you could definitely see... the-
Game is game, dude.
You could definitely
Also,
see...
it was 97 to 2004 for Johnny Bravo.
Decent
so,
Yeah, it had a nice run.
yeah.
Number 9 for me, 1996. This is gonna be, you guys are like, what? Dude, the fist making Arthur, dude.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, you liked Arthur?
Yeah,
It's an
dude.
educational show, but all right.
That's young. That's like
Yeah.
so. Now here's
PBS,
here's how it
man.
goes.
Wasn't it a PBS show?
But here's how it goes.
Yeah.
So you break these down, these top 10s, and then you go, you think about your childhood, and you go, oh, what was special to me? What did I watch my dad, King of the Hill, a la whatever, right? But then you look at ones like, yo, this is the first one I watched. Like I was probably 3-4 years old, watching and remembering Arthur being that first show.
yeah.
So you got number 9. It's cool.
Yeah, the ones that I remember as like the first shows I remember watching are up the top, after the break, top half of the list.
Really?
Yeah.
Arthur
definitely.
isn't
I feel
a-
the same way.
But Arthur isn't a top
My-
half of the list kind of show.
My top
It's
four,
not.
my top 4 all came out before we were born.
Mine did not.
No, mine did not. And it ended this year, Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Did it just
give it its flowers. Give it its
You're
flowers.
here, dude. You got it at 9.
Number 8.
My number 8, 98 to 2005, it's the Powerpuff Girls.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
That's fair.
If you're listening to this, you've seen the Powerpuff Girls. I don't need to explain it.
No, perfect. 8.
8, I got Batman Beyond.
Batman.
Is that
okay.
90s?
Yeah.
That's Terry McGinnis Batman, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's old man.
I don't know
Bruce
what that
Wayne.
is.
It's the red. If the cover's like red and black, he's got like the red bed on. If I'm thinking
I'll
of the
give
right
you a
one,
quick
right?
summary.
Am I crazy?
The plot starts
No,
in
you're right. You're correct.
Plot starts in 2019 when Bruce Wayne realizes that he's getting too old to fight crime and pursue life as the Dark Knight. 20 years later, in 2039, Bruce Wayne meets Terry McGinnis. And then
And then he trains Terry McGinnis to be his little Batman bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's on my list. I honestly didn't think it was a 90s show. When was its original run? You have it up already.
give me one.
You're gonna make me nervous.
second.
Yep. I can already tell by Brian's face.
What was its original run, Brian?
It started in '99.
Okay.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. it started
Okay,
in 99.
all right. Questionable. Better not be many more 99s up there, but actually, I shouldn't even say that. I have a
I
99
was gonna
fairly
say,
high.
I had my 10's to 99, so I can't really.
No, I have one fairly high, but go ahead.
Is it that one?
We are on 8.
No.
No. All right. So for 8, I actually have Kablam. I don't know if anyone remembers that show.
Yeah.
The comic book sketch show.
Mhm.
I just didn't consider it a cartoon, but I'll allow it. Yeah.
Why would you not consider it a cartoon?
Isn't it more like? I guess claymation. Yeah, it counts. Yeah. Fuck it. I mean, I'm allowing it regardless.
I count it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So so basically Kablam, and there was a spin-off of Action League Now.
Yeah.
That was the other show.
Oh,
so I was
shit.
going to tie them both in together. But yeah, I used to love that show. It's funny because now, as I got older, I started to realize I like shows like Man TV and I Think You Should Leave. And I think that like all those sketch comedy shows and like characters and stuff, I think that's probably why I liked Kablam so much. But yeah, I Think You Should Leave.
You know,
is a
I think
great show.
that's my favorite. That's like
It's
gotta
such a good
be
show.
my. Anybody who knows me knows that I'll watch that.
I
Oh,
think
that
you
show's
should
so
leave.
good.
I'll watch those
So funny.
on repeat. I am a weirdo with that.
But even like if you ever watch like Kroll Show,
yeah,
or things like
yeah,
that,
Nick Kroll Show, yeah.
those are great.
Number 8, SpongeBob SquarePants. This is as high as it could go.
Fair.
And
It's fair.
I later on in life found out I went to Comic-Con and I won like this exclusive thing. You had to enter a drawing and it ended up being like the panel for SpongeBob SquarePants. And they were all there and they got into
You
detail
saw
about-
Patchy?
Yeah. And they got into this whole big thing. And it was the last year he was actually alive. Or no, he had just died, right? The creator of SpongeBob had just died.
Yes.
And all the voices were there and they did like a the
scene?
thing, yeah, but it was a memorial to the creator.
Well, it's the guy who does, I think it might be Patrick, is Marshall's dad in How I Met Your Mother.
It is.
Yeah.
He is, yeah. And so anyway, that's why you gain a respect for it because I had both sides to see it. So number 8, SpongeBob SquarePants.
My number 7, not a Cartoon Network show, not a Nickelodeon show. It's Disney's Recess.
Oh, dude, I thought
97
yeah,
or
dude.
I thought about
2001.
putting this on.
So did I.
Yeah, I thought about
For like a
Recess,
good.
for what it was such a well fleshed out children's show because it kept you interested in being goofy and doing what it was, but they taught lessons in it too, right? And they had their own form of government and hierarchy. So like there were ways of teaching you stuff while also being silly and
having fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
keeping kids having fun and watching it. And it had a nice little 4 or 5 year run, and I think a couple of movies. One of the
At
most
least one.
at least one movie, but one of the more iconic cartoons that I remember watching growing up.
Number 7, you got King of the Hill.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
King of the Hill is great. Hank Hill is iconic, dude. I've seen
An
so
American
many
icon, dude.
an American icon. Best
Excuse me.
propane on the market. I've seen so many memes with Hank Hill.
and propane accessories.
Yeah.
I gotta give him his respect. I love him. Hank Hill
I
memes
love
are
him.
different.
I'm gonna start crying,
I
dude.
love him, dude.
If
They're
you're
great.
not watching, if
love
you're
him
not
too.
watching the video, dude, if you're not watching the video, it literally
I
sounds
thought
like
were
you were just gonna start crying. I just love him, man.
Like,
All right,
we're
we'll
at
get
the
off,
fucking-
dude. We're gonna get off it.
the
Number
funeral
7,
banquet.
Brian, before fucking Jack cries.
Okay. So in number 7, I actually have Rocket Power. I feel like relatively self-explanatory. To be honest, always just a cool show. I always liked X Games, skateboarding, all those sort of things when I was little. So seeing in a cartoon was interesting. Plus, they were always doing like cool stuff. Always remember the neighbor that always got mad at them. I don't remember whose house it was. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but
Oh, I know.
the
I just
name.
I
can't
don't know
remember.
his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
of
to
course.
jog my memory.
No,
'cause
I know, I don't know the name.
I thought about Rocket Power at work today, and I was like, "There's no way that came out in the '90s."
99.
Yeah.
99.
Son of a bitch, dude. Didn't do my research, I guess.
Number 7
It's all right.
for me
I'm alright with my list.
is South Park. That's as high as this can go for someone who, again, only was able to watch it with, like, you know, their second cousins who are a lot older than them, you know, people from upstate, my family upstate. But I vividly remember those experiences. But again, that's as high as it can go when you're talking South Park. Now, it's a great show now, far and away.
Yeah,
Probably
any kid in like elementary school, especially the earlier part of elementary school, that had like South Park characters on their book covers and shit.
hit different.
You just knew like these people's parents either aren't around or don't give a fuck.
Oh my God. Or both, dude.
Yeah. Or well, I mean, you can't give a fuck if you're not around. So.
Yeah.
Those
Are you at 6 now?
6.
All right.
Jesus.
My number 6 is Pinky and the motherfucking Brain, dude. What are we gonna do today, Brain? The same thing we do every day, Pinky. Try to take over the world. Pinky the Brain is incredible. And another one, it's on. Forgive me, there's so many of these fucking streamers, and I have all of them now. It's on one of the streamers. I've watched it recently, like during the pandemic. We're like, oh, they got all of Pinky and the Brain. Fire that up. Amazing, dude. Hulu. There you go. Easy
Fire
enough.
that up.
Fire up Pinky and the Brain, dude.
You don't know about Pinky and the Brain.
I kind of know about Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain were lab experiment rats. And one was a dunce and one was a genius. And they're, just a couple of little dumb rats trying to take over the world.
Well, one was dumb.
Well, I mean, at the grand scheme of things, they were both
Well,
dumb.
yeah, I guess. Yeah. Number 6, Jack.
Johnny Bravo.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with
The
that.
problem with my list is a lot of it's from meme culture, because I see it's all like memes that I see and I laugh at on a daily basis, and that's how I enjoy these cartoons.
That's tough.
I know it's tough, but it's the only way I can adapt to the
No,
list.
it's fine.
Dude.
It's not intended, but it's fine.
It's an
So
adaptation.
that means SpongeBob's won.
No.
I'm nervous. Go ahead.
Number 6. Number 6, I got Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Perfect.
Incredible.
Could have been in
I
there.
didn't know if it was going to be on anyone's list. I was kind of skeptical.
I tried, so I was like, do I do it? Do I not?
I love this show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It's
It
so
really
good.
is.
It's so I'm trying to think of a way to describe it, because
Well,
it was dark in a way, but not like
It wasn't for me until you hear or read, like years later, I remember reading that the show's told from Courage's perspective and they don't really live in the middle of nowhere. It's just because from a dog's perspective.
this is what the world would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
I didn't
was
realize
like-
that.
Well,
Until I
that's
had the
just-
same situation as you. I didn't realize
Did
that.
you know
until I
that?
got older.
No.
Yeah, and then like the
But when I
world
was-
wasn't the world
So-
they live in isn't actually that scary.
So
or whatever.
here's how I feel about that.
Great show.
That's amazing. That's amazing to look back on it and be like, wow, look at the character development. Look at it. Right? You don't need to do that for a children's show. It's impressive, but like you don't need
that's
to
awesome.
get into that crazy detail. Like look back on it. Well, it was from this. That's crazy.
My mind's blown, dude. I only saw Courage the Cowardly Dog at like 1 a.m. as
That's
a
when you watched it.
12-year-old.
Yeah,
wasn't fun for
and you
me.
were skeptical.
wasn't fun for me, dude.
Dude,
It's like,
I wasn't
My
a
man
fan
was
of
afraid
Courage.
of Courage.
Nah,
the Cowardly
dude.
Dog, dude.
It was kind of an eerie show.
100%.
We're gonna start calling you Courage.
100%, dude.
Oh.
Jack got baseline anxiety at what
Courage the
age?
Cowardly
12.
Dog.
Jack
12
C.
from-
Hawk and Jose, but the C
What's
is
your
for
middle
Courage. Caden.
Hayden.
Of course,
Damn.
your middle name's Katie.
Damn,
It's
dude.
Fighter.
Jeez.
Whatever. Number
Maybe
6, Rocket Power.
All right.
Perfect.
All
Love
right.
it. 99. So I was a little hesitant, but I think it deserves a spot. I wish I remembered the neighbor's name, but I totally know what you're saying. You did 6, right?
I did my 6th already, yeah.
So we are.
Going to break.
Taking a
Okay.
break.
All right, guys, listen. Pat McAfee said it best. You got to look good to feel good. You got to feel good to play good. Well, we're going to help you guys look good with Saatchi di Dinero, all right? It's the finest Italian material. It's fire. It's comfortable. And we got a saving for you, all right? You're going to use promo code HAVOC for 10% off your total purchase at SaatchiDiDinero.com. Also, check them out over at Instagram at Saatchi di Dinero. Saatchi di Dinero, always authentic, never counterfeit. Welcome back to the show. It is time for the top 5 90s cartoons, that is. I'm coming in, piggybacking right off of the whole setting deal with Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Mm-hmm.
1996 to 2004, Hey Arnold. like I was saying before, as a kid, you probably didn't realize that they lived in a slum or a ghetto, basically.
Not till I was a little older.
What?
Not
till
till
you were a little older, right? Another good show, funny, taught a lot of lessons about classism and racism. Unless I'm wrong, right? I'm
No,
not
you're
wrong
right.
about that.
No, I
yeah.
would agree with that.
Yeah. And I don't have that much to say about it.
I
just feel
mean,
it's a good-
those lessons are, like I said, those are things that are told 10 years after us watching them. That you would rewatch and be like, wow, I must have missed that. So the subliminal lesson probably for a young kid is it's there. You know what I mean? But obviously we don't pick up on it
We don't have a real perception.
as
of
we
the world.
would at fucking
Yeah.
8. You know
The
what I
world's
mean?
just
But,
great
yeah.
in every aspect.
Number 5, Jack.
Number 5, Tom and Jerry.
Wow.
You hate it, but I love it because
I don't know.
I
get it.
You
I
get it?
I get it.
I don't not get it.
I don't
Yeah,
not
I
get
don't
it.
not get it either.
You say a classic. Anybody your dad's age is going to be like, "Oh, Tom and Jerry, thank you."
yeah, but it's the same case with what was the other one I said before? The animation styles, the Looney Tunes. It's different. The way I watch it is different from how my father would watch it or how you would watch it.
I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing.
I
with
wasn't
your
catching
Well,
Tom and Jerry
It's like
in
what we were saying
90.
before. A
Yeah.
lot of this is nostalgia. Like,
take. Yeah.
I mean, he said celebrity deathmatch before, and the first thing that came to mind was swimming in the pool as a kid in the summer and coming out and watching celebrity deathmatch at MTV because it
100%.
was like 8 p.m.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. All right. Number 5, Brian.
Number 5. I have Doug at number 5.
One of the original Nicktoons.
Yeah, I didn't
Stop.
realize.
I have Doug at number 5.
All right, cool. This works then. I didn't realize it started in '91.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I had no idea. But yeah, Doug. I mean, there's really not much to say about it. Everyone knows Doug.
I mean,
It
if you
really
want
was
to talk
a
about
complete
something
staple.
different,
Yeah.
Jack, that's it. Doug is different.
Doug Funny. Dog. What was the dog's name?
Nah, dude.
Pork Chop.
Pork Chop, dude.
Be better.
And the
I
green
didn't
guy,
What?
what's his name?
I didn't remember.
Skeeter.
Skeeter,
Yeah, I remember
dude.
Skeeter, but I don't remember
Patty
the dog.
fucking mayonnaise.
Have you ever?
The
Yeah.
baddest bitch on the
Yeah.
Have
block.
you seen?
yeah,
Have you
yeah.
seen? Have you seen the show ever?
Not once, dude.
And then of course there's always Doug's alter ego, Quailman.
Quail Man. Yep. With the
Quail
belt
Man?
around his head.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, because if you've never seen it, I'm just gonna. So you can see a picture of him,
Doug Funny or Quailman.
Doug. That's Doug.
That's Doug.
Yeah, dude. Doug was just a regular kid with regular.
Doug looks
problems.
like a newspaper cartoon.
What was the bully's name?
I thought Skeeter was the bully.
No, Skeeter's
Skeeter's
the
the
Skeeter's
guy.
his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about the guy with the leather jacket.
Lars.
His name was Mosquito Skeeter.
Yeah, that was his friend.
His
what was
real
the
no, I'm
bully's
just
name?
saying Mosquito Skeeter Valentine was his name.
Right.
And Roger M. Cloyt.
Roger.
That was the bully.
Yep.
Roger. I don't know why I thought Lars. All right.
Makes it look
But
like-
yeah, it is
with
one
the
of the
leather
original Nicktoons. Yep, Klotz. Roger Klotz.
Cloyt's Klotz. Okay,
It's Klotz,
that's fine.
dude.
It's fine. It's Klotz. It's not spelled like Klotz, but it's Klotz. I would.
It's Klotz.
Yeah, but Klotz is CLOTS.
It would be Klutz, if anything, but it's really, you're pulling at hairs.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. That's number 5. Number 5.
Number 5.
Number
4. Another one of the original Nicktoons from 1991. Original run all the way up to 2004. It's the classic. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. Rugrats.
I have them at 4 also. So
I also have them at 4.
Oh, Jack, what do you
Oh.
got?
Finish it!
Finish
Damn
him.
it! Finish it!
Does he have it at 4?
You guys are putting a lot of pressure on me. I got South Park at 4.
Oh.
All right, we'll come back to him. Rugrats, though. Great show.
I mean, we were just saying the other night, both Emily and me still to this day, the one quote when he's making the chocolate pudding. What are you doing? Making chocolate pudding. Why? Because I've lost control of my life. I still say because I've lost control of my life for anything. For any situation, dude.
I didn't know how this was going to play out, the top 10.
Rugrats just took a stranglehold, I think.
You get down to
That's
the top 5,
18 points
and,
right there.
and you're like, all right, let's see where we're at. The Doug locked in, then the Rugrats locked in. So 5 and 4 were the same on.
Yeah.
All right. Explain yourself as South Park 4. I'm not judging you. It's fine. I'm just saying explain yourself.
Now I feel judged.
75% of everybody in the room had Rugrats.
I judge anybody who really, really loves South Park.
I don't really love South Park at all. at all.
It's funny,
Sorry,
but I don't
bro.
love it.
South
funny. I love
Park.
it.
South Park to me is the comic relief that I need in my life.
At 20.
At 20, it's funny. I laugh my
Yeah,
ass
but
off.
what about those first seasons? All right.
The
listen.
first seasons are lit, dude. I'm a fan. The new ones, hysterical. Love the old ones too. They're all great. I love them. I could watch South Park for
I mean, just
7-8 hours
The
a day.
South Park movie is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not.
But
I mean,
like,
I'm not
I'm not like huddling by my TV on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock to watch the new South Park.
I would never ever even laying with watching TV with Valentina ever say, "What do you want to throw on? You want to throw on South Park?" And I would never throw on South Park.
I watch South Park only when like the hour-long specials have come out, like the
Yeah,
coronavirus special. I haven't watched like an actual episode of it.
If it's on and I need something in the background, maybe I will.
The
But
coronavirus specials were really good.
I know we're gonna differ in the top two, but I think that we have a chance at the same three. But you're up for three because we went around with fours.
All right, my number 3. Now we're gonna find out what's what and who's who, right? And you're gonna find out a lot about.
You're gonna hate my guts.
That's fine.
So it's fine.
That's fine. You're gonna find out a lot about who we were as children with these next 3 picks here. From 92 to 97, original run. Unlike its live action counterparts that are not great, the X-Men animated series is perfection. One of the things I could remember watching, not in great detail, but I could remember it being on the screen when we still lived in Staten Island. So that's 4 or younger at that point. X-Men, one of my favorite comics. X-Men, the animated series, is one of the only X-Men adaptations that features Gambit a lot, who's my favorite X-Men. Barely got any screen time in any of the movies. He's in Origins Wolverine, I think.
For a little bit.
Yeah. And then they said, it's allegedly been in development for a while. I don't even know if there's any truth to this or if it's just not happening anymore. Channing Tatum is supposed to play him in a live action movie eventually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Keeps getting, development hell, pushed back, rewritten.
All that stuff.
New director. But yeah, X-Men animated series from the early 90s.
Numero 3. You ready for this, bro? I don't think you're ready, dude. I don't think you're ready.
I hope we're ready.
Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack's lit.
That's fine.
Samurai Jack is
That's a perfectly acceptable number 3.
That's a good number 3.
That's a perfectly acceptable number 3. Tom and Jerry, a little disrespectful. For
Careful there.
5, but perfectly acceptable 3.
Careful.
You want to say something, or are you good?
No, I'm just.
You just that's it. Samurai
Dude,
Jack, dude.
Guy
Samurai
said,
Jack's lit,
guy
though.
said
It is.
Flintstones, Looney Tunes, and fucking.
And Samurai Jack.
No, not Samurai Jack. And.
If
Tom
the
and Jerry.
Jetsons are in there, dude, that's
Yeah.
it.
Jetsons are in there, we're gonna triple power bomb.
Yeah, dude. You're getting put through the desk. Anyway, number 3, Brian.
Number 3, I'm not going to go too much into it, but it's Hey Arnold.
Number 3 is Hey Arnold! We got the same 5, 4, and 3, dude. I knew it.
For the same reasons that Hawk Jost was saying. I mean, just a classic show. It's been said before, but he also had the sickest room, with the rooftop.
Excellent.
Yeah, everyone wanted that room.
Oh, dude, everybody wanted
the
that
grandpa,
room.
always a great character. The
Yeah.
fact that the house was a community home, it was always different people living in and out. Falls into like the
The slums.
this like ghetto aspect
Yeah.
that we were kind of talking about. Also kind of helped bring in different characters into the show that weren't directly like Arnold and his friends.
I think it was
The pig.
Yeah,
House.
the pig is
Um,
lit, dude.
I can't remember
Stoop
his
Man?
name. Yeah.
Stoop
Kid.
Stoop Kid's
Stoop
afraid to
Kid,
leave
yeah,
Stoop
yeah,
for sure.
When they got trapped on the subway,
Yeah.
and the grandma came and saved them.
And then Harold's shirt never fits him.
Right.
Little tubby boy.
She always says, "I'm hungry,"
always
I'm
hungry.
hungry. and I say that to my dog now when I ask her if she wants to eat. Telling you, dude.
Number 3. So number 3, Hey Arnold. For all those reasons you named, we just talked about it. That's definitely a first in this top 10. 3 in a row for 2 people.
Yeah.
100%.
That is crazy.
There's no way, and I mean no way, we have
We
2.
don't.
2 and 1. There's no way.
We don't.
Not possible. But it was a good
Unless
run.
your number 2
I
is
have
so different.
No
from what
idea
I
what
think
to
it
even
is.
pin you on for
Nope.
your next 2.
Nope.
Jack, did you go?
Yeah, he went. Number 2 for you.
It's up to me, my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Numero dos.
All right. We knew we were going to get here. From 1992 to 1995, if you are a real, true comic book fan of Batman,
Very comic book-esque. We knew
and
this.
you are not, if your Batman isn't just Christian Bale, then you understand that Batman the Animated Series is the perfect representation of Batman. A lot of people, when we get caught up on who's the best Batman, want to argue about Christian Bale. I haven't seen Pattinson yet. Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer. Kevin Conroy does not get enough respect because it's animated and not live action, as being a very good Batman and Bruce Wayne in the same respect. Mark Hamill's Joker is better. It's the best Joker. I know that it's a cartoon and it's not the same, and I'm not saying what Heath Ledger did wasn't amazing, because it was, but Mark Hamill is my Joker. Also, the Batman the Animated Series responsible for the creation of what I would say is probably in the mainstream today's DC's most popular character, Harley Quinn, was created in 1994 for Batman the Animated Series, which is crazy to see how super popular she is, because that's what, 30, not even 30 years old, 27 years old. And you think about all these other characters were 30s, 40s, 50s have been around for. And, that's just the finishing touch on what makes it so great. I feel how that character has come along since then. But this one I watch, and again, it's only, I think, 3 seasons. The first season is 65 episodes long.
Oh my god.
22-minute episodes. This is a cartoon that Saturday morning cartoons as a kid, as long as I can remember, all the way up until you aged out of that, like 13.
We
14.
know he favors the comic books, and that's fine.
We're done on comic books.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was a very thorough, well-responsed statement to a number 2. That was done well. So, I give you your flowers. Number 2, Jack, for you to ramble on now and follow that. That's tough to follow.
All right, dude. Who likes chaos? I like SpongeBob SquarePants at number 2.
This guy loves fucking everything up at number 2.
I know
He loves fucking everything number 2. Jack's number 2 slot. Fucking the game up.
It's almost like Jack. It's almost like Jack.
I love to watch the world burn.
He's gotta be doing it on purpose.
He's
It's
doing
almost
it
like
now.
he does the list.
It's almost like we didn't
this
have a
bit?
whole conversation about it.
Like for weeks we've had the conversation.
Last week.
Don't put
It's the
SpongeBob
SpongeBob
high.
rule.
We called it the SpongeBob rule. And it's funny because it's like you did the list and then you were like, I'll pull this one out. I'll throw SpongeBob in and chaos.
I heard what they said.
Yeah, but I don't care.
He's like, well, I think SpongeBob should be 1, but they did say that little SpongeBob.
According to my list.
So I'm gonna make it number 2.
I'm gonna temper
I felt bad bringing it in at 10.
expectations.
I'm like, they're gonna be upset it's at 10.
Here's the thing.
Krusty Krab
It's
pizza
gonna-
is not in the first.
No,
2
it's not,
episodes,
dude. It's
And
not.
just before you said that to me, that's like my favorite episode. It's not in there.
That's
Here-
fine,
here-
dude. Because
here-
let me explain, dude.
Go ahead, explain.
I told you earlier.
I told you.
According,
Hold on. I told you. I said it before that he was gonna see the meme. As soon as he said meme culture, right? I knew it was. And they said SpongeBob's in your top 2.
You said number 1.
I said
you said number 1.
Oh, all right. I was wrong. Go ahead. Defend yourself. Go
He
ahead.
doesn't have
Why do I
anything
need
else
to
say.
defend
He just
myself,
thinks it's
dude?
lit.
Nobody cares.
That's a good throw. That's a good throw, dude. That's a good throw.
Now, somebody better find out if that's in the first 20 episodes, though, or we're
Because
gonna
it
have to throw it
ain't,
out.
or it doesn't exist. Cut it out. We're in 1999 currently, December of 1999. Okay. What's the whale? Who's the whale?
In what?
In the
In SpongeBob?
Pearl.
Yeah.
Has Pearl been introduced in the first 20 episodes?
I'm not sure.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, I can't say for sure.
Go ahead. Number 2. I know we don't have the same, but go ahead.
I'm hoping we have the same number 1.
We don't.
Not you and me. You and me and Jack.
Oh, you and Jack might. Number 2. I got Dexter's Laboratory.
All
No,
right.
because I loved that show when I was little. It was easily one of my favorite shows. I thought it was so funny. I can't really tell you why. I think it's really more of just a nostalgia factor. I feel like I watched this show the most often besides my number 1. Number 1 is a little bit different. But yeah, easily my favorite Cartoon Network show at the time. It probably would have been Ed, Edd n Eddy had it been able to be on this list. But like Ed, Edd n Eddy would have been higher than Dexter's
Ed, Edd n Eddy
Laboratory
was great.
had that been a
If
better.
it was more fleshed out in the 90s, I would have
But
definitely thrown
Dexter's
it on.
Laboratory, definitely number 2 for me.
All right, I don't hate that. These 2, my 2 and 1, you guys are definitely gonna hate, and it's fine because this is just how it is.
Oh, I love to
I
hate,
don't need
dude.
any
Let's
more
see it.
reasons to hate you, dude. So.
The Simpsons number 2.
Ah.
Gross.
I don't hate
Why?
it, to be honest.
Thank
no,
you.
I don't. It's fine.
1989
Not
it
gonna put it on
started.
my list, but
Okay.
So when you're talking a list from 1990 to 1999, and it started in 1989, and had an incredibly diverse.
Dude, Spam has been around since the 20s. That doesn't mean I still want to eat it.
No, I'm not saying eat the Simpsons.
Well, you're arguing longevity.
I'm not saying
here.
I'm not. No, I'm arguing longevity, but I'm also arguing it's a family show. Like there's nobody that couldn't watch that show. Nobody's stopping you from watching that show. Current day kids, maybe not current day kids because they're built different now. But years ago, I wouldn't be able to watch Family Guy. Wouldn't be able to watch South Park. Futurama, super questionable. King of the Hill, that's like an after dinner. Like, and I told you, King of the Hill is the gray area to me.
yeah.
But Simpsons is a show that got the primetime spot for years and years and years, and then years and years and years, and even after the 90s, where you're sitting down at the dinner table, if you're watching
That kind of
TV,
family.
or you're not, and then it's after, and you what are you turning on? There's a very high percentage you're turning on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It was a show for everybody, and it kind of stayed that way even past that. Now, I'm not a crazy Simpsons guy in the sense that once I grew past my childhood, but it's a show that literally was ageless. And it was very hard for me because I'm looking at all these other ones that started in 1999 or 1998. I just couldn't do it. I looked at Cat Dog. No,
I know I wanted to.
I just couldn't. I just couldn't. You know, and there's something there's an iconic show sitting there. Not Tom and Jerry, because Tom and Jerry's iconic, but it's further along. Like you're talking 90s iconic.
Yeah.
And that's why it had to be there. Number 2.
I think I probably played the Simpsons stand-up arcade game more than I watched the Simpsons growing up.
Okay, it's fine. Hit and run?
No, the stand-up arcade game. It was like
Oh.
depending on which stick you were either Bart, you're either one of the
Okay.
kids, or Homer.
Because they have like the
Bart.
crazy
It's a
taxi.
scroller game.
They have the crazy taxi.
Yeah,
Hit
hit and
and
run.
Run.
That
the
was
best
that
game,
was
too.
on.
That's
That
fantastic.
was on.
And that's not why I got the 2 spot. But
That was on
but-
take-home console. I'm talking about stand-up
Yeah.
arcade
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
It was like a scroller, like the Ninja Turtles game.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's my number 2. We are up to number 1. Jack already probably fucked the list.
It's nut cutting time. I'm hoping Jack
But-
can help me out.
But hold on. But people are going to
Can you
see
help me
that
out
list.
again?
Like I said,
I don't know. We'll find out.
people are going to see this list, right? The consolidated list. They're going to see SpongeBob in the top 10 because it's going to make it, and they're going to be totally okay with it. So it's not one of those things where it's cherry limeade. Anybody
Cherry Limeade was a bunch of horse shit.
throw back to the other show if you watched it. Okay, number 1.
My number 1 originally aired from 1989 to 1996. It is the direct sequel to the very popular 1987 anime Dragon Ball. It's fucking Dragon Ball Z, my guy.
It's fucking.
Guess what, motherfuckers? My number 1 is Dragon Ball Z,
It's
motherfucker. Let's
Dragon
fucking go.
Ball Z.
It's
dude.
giant boxes. Not gonna lie.
Dragon Ball Z
Dragon Ball Z
was
is
the tits.
Never watched
dude.
it ever in my
Really?
life. Never.
You're missing out, dude. And
Dragon
The Simpsons
Ball
at
Z.
number 2. Dude.
You're gonna talk about.
You got some cherry limeade going
You're
on
gonna
right
talk-
now, dude.
You're gonna compare.
You got some cherry limeade
my
going
bad
on.
picks to your bad picks.
Simpsons isn't Cherry Limeade.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Dragon Ball Z was lit. Dude, first of all, I mean, to me, I always say when people ask me, I'm not an anime guy, but Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite shows of all time.
We're considering that anime,
So
right?
it's an anime.
It is an anime.
It is an anime, but it's the only anime.
Yeah.
And then if you consider Pokemon, like those are the only animes that I really watched as a kid.
Oh.
Oh, that's weird. I guess I might have just fucking tipped off your number 1. So like we said, 89 to 96, Dragon Ball Z was in the Toonami, like after school, right around
Yes.
dinner block.
It was, yeah.
And for a
4:30
long time, it was an hour, right? It was two.
It was 4 and 4:30. I
Yeah.
think they played Dragon Ball at 4 and then Dragon Ball Z at 4:30.
Dragon Ball Z would play 2 episodes every
Oh,
week.
they're okay.
Might have been 2 episodes of Dragon Ball, 2 episodes of Dragon
Maybe
Ball
that's
Z,
what I'm
and then
thinking.
Gundam.
It
Gundam usually
yeah,
came on
I
after.
usually turned it off at Gundam.
Yeah,
but
me too. So yeah, every day running around, going to football practice after school, going to soccer practice, not having anything. We would sit there and eat and we weren't really TV at dinner people, especially if the whole family was eating.
Yeah.
But we would sit there and watch through that window upstairs. There used to be a TV in the den,
Yep.
and we'd sit at the kitchen table and look through the window and watch it while we were eating. And that was one of those things because when we were old enough to come around watching it, we'd probably come around like the Cell Saga.
But I feel like
So
that's what
then-
everyone did, though.
come around like the Cell Saga, and then after it played out, Cartoon Network started it back over from zero. So now after watching like half of it, then we get to go back and watch the the whole
thing.
other first half of it, the Saiyan Saga, the Frieza Saga.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Jack, go ahead, tag team it. It's your number one too.
So the original American release date is 1996. So it's in English. The dub has already been made. So from 1996 all the way to 1999, I think you're at the end of the Cell Saga. You're getting towards the Majin Buu saga. But like you said, Cartoon Network shuts it down and then reruns it back through, which is what I caught it on and fucking became my entire life.
He still plays the Dragon Ball Z.
I play Dragon Ball Z
game
mobile game on my phone.
Yeah.
I have every single game that's been made for probably the past 10
only reason
years.
I bought a PlayStation 2 in high school was because the Dragon Ball Z games were only on PlayStation.
Yeah.
I don't hate the Dragon Ball Z pick.
No,
I
Dragon Ball
just
Z is awesome.
never did it. Are you about to say?
No,
And
I
I
would
also
draw
said
my
I
own
would say
Dragon Ball Z comics as a kid, like poorly, because
Oh, I thought really good.
not great or anything, but
All right, it's up to me. So number one is going to be, and I'm talking, I love this show, had the orange VHS purchase, multiple orange VHSs.
Rugrats?
It's going to be Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh,
Literally my
wow.
number one favorite show of all time. I don't know why. I can't pinpoint it. I think it was just so weird. The show was just off.
it says a lot about you.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
I mean, a lot of the shows I liked were weird shows besides Hey Arnold and Rugrats. But like Courage, I liked specifically for those like dark, weird things.
Well, if we're leaving the decade, I mean, both of our favorite shows are weird ones, like Flapjack. We both
Right,
liked, and that's
yeah.
a fucking weird one.
But yeah, loved Rocko's Modern Life. My parents would actually buy me the VHSs. I specifically have like the orange ones, probably somewhere in the attic.
You know what's so wild that when I said the honorable mention, I saw your eyes light up, and then you never said it. And I never put it.
I
together.
never thought about it again.
Yeah, I never
I
thought
did the
about it
same
again.
thing when you did Dexter, because yeah, those two were like that's what I watched.
And those are perfectly good choices. They are. I'm okay with that. Those are good shows.
It is interesting though. I don't know a lot of people that actually like Rocko's Modern Life. That
Here's the
much.
problem with
It's
Rocco,
weird.
and here's the problem for me, because you're going back to when you're young, right? And in my mind, current day, Anthony understands. I watched it, understands I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and I can't remember one memorable thing about it,
Well,
and that's why I'm like honorable mention, because I remember that motherfucker,
Yeah.
but I just don't remember any like specific episodes or you know what I mean,
Fred
like.
Heifer or the
Yeah.
neighbor frog. Like
It's like hard for me to,
Yeah.
and that's why I couldn't put it up there. But I remember I loved it, so it was like weird.
Are we all aware that was originally designed as an adult animation show, and then Nickelodeon bought it, and
oh
they
really?
changed it to make it a kid's show, but changed like nothing else?
Really? I didn't know that.
Like he works at it's either a suicide hotline or a sex hotline. Rocco. He works at a phone call
That's fucking
center,
funny.
at a call center, but it's either like a suicide prevention hotline or a sex hotline.
I'll have to rewatch it.
And they
I
just,
didn't really
like-
realize that.
Roughly, like as lazily as they can, change it to make it childish.
That is all right. My
Harsh.
number one. Yes,
Yes.
Gotta catch them all.
gotta catch them all. The Pokemon show. 1997 it started, and it's late, considering that the whole decade was there. Here's how I feel about it.
I mean, we already did a whole episode on Pokemon.
Exactly. So if you didn't watch that
So
episode,
just reference that episode.
I am a big Pokemon guy. You could reference back to that episode, that top 10.
Top 10 003.
Top 10.
Sounds like a Venusaur type of guy.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
We're big Venusaur men. That
Yeah.
has to have it.
We're big, beefy Venusaur men. Well, some of us are. And then there's one big Blastoise. So anyway,
There's two.
Yeah, I had
well, there's one big Blastoise, and there's
Yeah,
one
Jack's
medium sized.
definitely-
There's a War
There's
Turtle,
a war turtle.
and there's a Blastoise, dude. Sorry. All right,
Anthony Squirtle.
Anthony Squirtle.
I guess.
All right. Anyway, so we're gonna don't run me off the rails
I
here.
don't know what
Anyway,
you said.
this
What the hell was that?
he said it. Anthony Squirtle.
No. Whatever you just said.
Oh,
for
don't run me off the
microphone.
rails.
No, you said some intelligible shit at first.
Did I?
Yeah.
I'm
Go ahead.
getting-
Don vetoed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was classic Don
I'm
Vito.
getting all excited. So number one, Pokemon, 1997. It would be the start. I guess we'll call it this the American start to, right? We can say that, right? To the greatest. I'm gonna say it. The greatest trading card game ever, bar none. In 1999, it was released to American soil. The English edition. Now,
Was
there
the game good though?
what?
I never played Pokemon.
The
so
game?
What game?
Like the actual Pokemon card game. Like,
Oh well, I mean, who the fuck played it for what it was? Like, not that for who, whatever what it was, but how it was intended to be played, right? So I think just people would just put a card down and I'd be like, my Charizard, and you'd be like, my Venusaur, and that would be the end of it. But you're supposed to use energies and collect things, and it was
as far as the actual playing the game,
I think it's very hard.
Here's how I'll put it.
I think it's very hard to do that at 6.
Here's the thing. I had Pokemon cards growing up
Yeah,
because they had them, and I never played the Pokemon game. I never even nothing like that. Didn't even
Totally
fuck
fine.
around with my friends. But I played Magic the Gathering before, so
Yeah, okay. Fine. So you understand. Here's the difference. Because now we're straying away from the show, which I think had its own, had its own beauty to it, I guess we'll call it. Like it had its own gimmicky thing where it was kind of like there was nothing kind of like that. And this show was like kind of, obviously it got taken by storm because if it didn't hit, I don't know if they would have brought the trading cards over here. But for me, at least, I think when you were your age and young, and you were collecting the cards or whatever the case may be, it wasn't the phenomenon it currently was in the sense that, I don't know how to describe this, but I vividly remember being like, oh, my dad's letting me get a pack today. Matt's dad's letting him get a pack. We're going to open it up together. We're going to trade. We're going to battle. We're going to do whatever we have to do. We're going to look in our binders, things like that. At that point, your age, it had already passed. Like there was no shock value to go grab cards, but there was a time when it was like
card market took a dip.
100%. But there was a time when it first came out where it was like, bro, I'm getting 3 packs today. I'm getting a booster pack today.
We would go right up to the card store. That's the vape shop now next to Paulie's. That's where we'll
trade. All right, if I beat you, you lose this card. You know what I mean? Like it was different, and anybody your age doesn't understand that kind of run up that it had because they'd already been, you know what I mean? They'd already been executed and given out. Like it's weird how that works.
It was on Game Boy. They didn't have to.
Or they didn't have to. Or they were plugging in their Game Boy to the fucking what is it? What was that called?
The Pokédex?
No.
The Rumble Pack.
Yeah, no.
No,
it's called something, right?
Just
all right.
So it was just a link.
Shout out Jay. Jay used to say all the time, and when he was younger, and in the streets of Brooklyn, he said, I used to take my Game Boy, and he used to go out there, and he goes, I used to go and make trades with everybody, and he goes, and I learned that if you execute the trade first, it comes from them. If they execute the trade first, their Pokemon comes from them, and then your Pokemon goes to them. It's not a simultaneous transfer on the Game Boy itself.
Yeah.
Right? And he says, I used to always remember being in Brooklyn young, and he said they would trade. I'd be like, oh, let's execute a trade, blah blah blah. I let them set it up. Theirs would go. I'd pull the fucking plug and I'd run. And I would get theirs. They wouldn't get mine. He goes, and I hustled, dude.
That's some Jay shit, dude.
And I'm like, and I remember him saying that. I'm like, damn, dude.
That's
and
funny.
like, so that's like,
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the show real quick. It's it was something different. Like I said, it would set up something much more major, kind of like Dragon Ball Z. I guess you could say that too.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's my number one, and I'm obviously favoring. So I'm surprised that you didn't have it on the list at all. Being a Pokemon fan, but it's fine.
I feel like it's too early at that point, for me.
It could be. It was also one of those shows that I would crash to, just fall asleep.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that I could always just watch, turn on. Like I would never turn it off, kind of thing. But Dragon Ball Z seems like something that I need to give a look to, even at this age, just to see what I missed. Because I'm gonna be honest, it was one of those shows that if it was on, I would like go out of my way to turn it off.
Dragon Ball Z is so good.
And I probably missed out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right
you might have
now,
missed the boat.
it's weird because the way it's aged, when I was in high school, I would go to basketball practice and I saw a kid who had like a Dragon Ball shirt on. And I was like, yo, that's sick. You like Dragon Ball? And then they were like, yo, I fuck with Dragon Ball, but like it was weird how well it aged for how early it was in comparison to me, because I grew up watching it on like Nick.
But that's because it would Dragon Ball had its original run, then Dragon Ball Z had its original run, and then Dragon Ball GT had its original run. And then they would start back over at Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT.
What do you mean start back over?
They would
just
start
rerun the
playing
show? They would just
on
restart
Cartoon
Just
Network.
rerun the show.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
All right. So Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. So, because I don't know.
Yeah.
They,
you know who Goku is.
Those stories connected.
You know who Goku is.
Dragon
No.
Ball's technically.
You don't know who Goku is.
I know. I've heard his name, but I couldn't. Is he the guy with the black hair that turns yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the orange suit.
Yeah, the orange suit. Okay.
Dragon Ball is him as a kid. And then Dragon Ball Z, he's an adult. And he has his family and other friends or whatever.
Dope. Okay.
And then by Dragon Ball GT, which is now no longer considered canon, they fucking axed it a couple of years ago when his kids were adults and they started having families. But now it's Dragon Ball Super.
But what
So-
are they? So what is the gimmick?
So the Saiyan race is an alien race.
Okay.
That they're just, the Goku is a Saiyan. They're aliens. They're from the planet Seiya. It gets blown up by Frieza. King Goku, Goku's dad, is the king of. It's planet. I'm sorry. It's not.
It's
King
Planet.
Vegeta.
I got it.
King Vegeta. You got it. Go ahead.
It's Planet Vegeta is where the Saiyans are from. King Vegeta, who is the father of Vegeta, is the leader of the Saiyans. And basically, what happens is they find out that Frieza is going to blow up the planet, and what happens is Bardock, the father of Goku, sends Goku to a distant planet that's known as Earth to the Saiyans in order to save his son's life. And then Goku lands on Earth, and that's when Dragon Ball starts. And then that runs all the way through to the end of the Cell Saga, which a bunch of random shit, and then starts Dragon Ball Super, because originally, I think in 2015, 2014, the Battle of Gods movie came out. And a bunch of kids my age started to fuck with it because it was like something different. And then that movie came out, and then Dragon Ball Super came, and that's runs all the way to the end of its own story.
All right. So here's my question, and then we'll take the break. But now I'm just thinking about it. I want everyone's opinion. Do you think that anime was always popular, or you think it had like this run up in the last 10 years? Because it became super
It's
mainstream.
niche,
It
just
was always
keeps growing.
popular. It just wasn't cool. Everybody fucking watched anime. They just didn't talk about it with their friends. It's like riding a
And then the
moped.
internet came on, and everyone was like, "Anime's cool."
Oh,
And
you
was
like it too? Oh, you like it too?
And then,
Exactly.
and plus,
The niche kept growing.
our generation eventually got to be now where we're pushing 30, and we don't really give a fuck about if you think we're cool or not.
Yeah.
It's like, I fuck with Dragon Ball, I fuck with
Yeah.
Naruto, whatever. I don't care. This is who I am. This is what makes me happy. But when you're fucking 15,
Self-conscious.
you don't want to tell a girl that you like at 15 that you like watch cartoons, let alone Japanese anime that's
Yeah,
English dub.
100%.
You know?
I understand.
So I think
agree
it
with
was
that.
always popular, just it wasn't cool.
And that's just such a weird shame. But that's a talk for a different time. We'll take a break and then we'll consolidate the
We'll do
list.
some
right?
math.
It's a new year, and with the new year comes new resolutions. And what's going to help you complete the resolutions that you set forward for yourself this year? Inspiration. And we have just the company for you that's focused around inspiration. Head on over to staythirstyco.com and put in the code HAVOC to get 15% off on your next order. And make sure you take a look over at the Winter 2022 collection. That's staythirstyco.com. Drop the OY and focus on you.
Welcome back to the show. As always, the best way to support us here is to support the sponsors. You're supporting the sponsors, you're supporting the show, helping the boys chase after that big money dream, trying to quit our fucking jobs. It's time for the consensus list. The numbers are in. And as always, there's got to be some conversations to be had.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the bat, one is in and one is out.
Okay.
So this is for an honorable mention versus a 10 spot.
Oh.
Alcino's number 2, The Simpsons at 9 points. Head to head with my number 2, Batman the Animated Series at 9 points.
I'm with Batman.
We got 1 vote Batman. We got 2 votes Batman. Do we have a third vote Batman? So we got a fucking tie. So what do we do here?
This is tough because, I don't. There's nothing that I can say that I already didn't say,
Yeah.
and there's nothing that you could say that you're because that was the very well thought out one, right?
Yeah.
That was the Harley Quinn one. So it's really fucking,
What do you got, dude?
I just told you, and it's like this guy doesn't listen until like after it's done. You know?
If you go up to people like our age to Big Whitey's age, like if we brought up this list to Big Whitey, the first thing out of his mouth would be Batman the Animated Series.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of 90s cartoons. And I think part of that is because The Simpsons still running today, right? And it's not necessarily thought of as a 90s cartoon. Like that was my big gripe with it, putting it on the list.
All right, so let's do this.
When I joke that it would be a dishonorable mention, it's not because I think it's a bad show. It's just because it transcends 90s shows.
Let's do this. Is there a difference between an animated show, an animated series, and a cartoon? If we can agree that there is a difference, then Batman deserves the 10th spot.
Is there a difference between the two?
Right? So is The Simpsons a cartoon? Or is it an animated series? That's what I need to know.
The name of the show is literally Batman the Animated Series.
No, I'm not saying. Oh, then that actually hurts the case.
So, like,
That's horrific. I didn't think you were going to say
It's
that.
called Batman the Animated Series. So to answer your question, no, they're both cartoons, for sure. There's no stipulation here that they had to be children's shows, as we've seen from the way the list shook out. But to me, when I think of cartoons, I think of children's shows. Like
100%.
If I think of like a Rick and Morty Rick and Morty, Simpsons different, but like Futurama, Family Guy, like I think of them as animated adult shows. Not
100%.
Even though there are cartoons, it is the same thing.
Yeah.
In my mind,
I would say
subgenre them.
I would say this is a pretty tough decision because it's a deadlock stalemate here. Bryan, I think it's something that you should decide because I feel like you do enjoy comics and no, not really.
Batman I like specifically, but I think I would give it to Hawk and Batman only because of what he was just saying. We were kind of falling more into like cartoons, and Batman does strike me more of like
I think
like a 90s cartoon as opposed to like The Simpsons being like what he was saying, like an adult animated series sort of thing.
And I do think for this specific list,
he said also,
its longevity hurts
cartoons.
it.
Yeah.
I think for this specific list, its longevity
Right,
hurts
because
it.
we're
We're talking
encapsulate
all-time
time.
cartoons. It's probably in the top 3.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
thing is,
Without
too,
doubt.
if you were to ask me, like, just to give more to the age demographic, like, if you were to ask me to list 90 cartoons, like 90s cartoons, I think I'm going to think of Batman before I think of The Simpsons. I think that's the thing.
then put it up there.
I'm
okay with
see it happen. All right, so while I'm writing this down, we have another 8-9 matchup here, and I don't think I am involved in this.
This is going to be Pokemon versus
It's
Rocco.
Pokemon versus Rocco.
I know it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be battled in all night with fucking.
I could understand how you would give this to Pokemon. Only because Rocco's Modern Life only really ran for 3 years.
Well, so did Pokemon.
Right, but I kind of think it falls back to like what I was saying before. I don't really know anyone who enjoyed Rocco's Modern Life as much as I did. Where I know everyone liked Pokemon. I know I'm supposed to be defending my own side. Of it,
then that's fine. So
but realistically,
that's fine.
Am I wrong? Like,
I mean, it seems hard for me because I put Rocco as an honorable mention, so it's like I'm fighting with myself. I believe that Rocco would be in my mind. Rocco is 11 or 12. So So to me, it's like you're telling me it's 8. I'm like, all right, I could deal with that, or 9. I could deal with that. So Rocco 9, Pokemon 8.
Beautiful. 7 South Park with 11 points. 6 is Doug with 12 points.
Cool.
4-5.
yeah, that's easy.
The 4-5 matchup is another tie at 13 points.
It's gonna be SpongeBob, right?
Okay. And?
Dexter's Laboratory. No.
I'm trying to now find the other. Oh, no, Dexter's Laboratory.
Okay.
I have both on my list, so I don't really know what to do with this.
SpongeBob versus
I would
Dexter's
have to go
Laboratory.
Dexter's
I would
'cause
just
I had him
refer.
so high.
I would just revert to the SpongeBob rule.
I'm okay with reverting to the SpongeBob rule.
I also am okay with that.
Dexter.
I'm okay with that.
Alright.
This list is looking kind of complete right now. It feels good. So far, so good.
I
But
did
there's
what I
plenty of
had.
time.
I did what I had to do to bring the energy.
there's no more arguing to be had here. It's the next one up, number 3 on the list with 20 points is Dragon Ball Z. Number 2 on the list with 21 points is Rugrats. And
Yeah.
number 1 on the list with 22 points is Hey Arnold. So
Also forgot to mention, I did a 40-minute presentation on Hey Arnold in college.
in what class?
Public speaking.
About what? Oh,
with my man
Okay.
Kingsley.
40 minutes, dude?
Maybe 35.
What'd you talk about?
We were trying to sell it to have. This is before it was on Netflix. We were trying to sell it to have them put it on Netflix, giving them reasons why.
Oh.
Kingsley was a computer science / finance major. So he was like, I'll throw all this in. And I'm like, cool, I'll just talk the whole time because that's why I'm here.
Wow. That is 35 minutes.
It's a long time.
I mean, you never took public speaking at sophomore?
Yeah, I did. Not 35-minute
Yeah, no,
presentation.
you do a 5-minute, a 15-minute, and a 35-minute.
Yeah.
Really?
First
It was the
test,
final
midterm,
project.
final.
Really?
Yeah. I did my 5-minute one on drinking and driving.
I don't remember what I did my 5-minute one on.
So, do we have time for a side story?
Sure.
So, for my, I guess it was 35 minutes. I don't remember. I remember it was long. But I did something that I like really could get behind.
Yeah.
Like, was easy for me. Was the enormity of baseball contracts and predicting the next big contracts in sports history. And I said Trout would be the biggest. I don't think I was close on the number. I don't even remember. But it was 30 minutes long. And it's good because I knew that nobody in the crowd knew what the fuck I was talking about. So I just could say whatever I kind of wanted because it was like, I say arbitration. The Cindy in the back is not going to be like, what's arbitration? She's just going to shut her mouth. And that's it, right? So they had to ask questions in return and everything. That was fine, right? So, no big deal. So, I get a bad mark. I did good, but I could have done great. And the reason why I didn't do great was because I put my hands in my pocket in my hoodie.
Yeah,
And I left them there, and I kind of bounced back and forth, like, whatever. But it was like, oh, it's a long time. You get to something with your hands, so whatever.
Hands in hands.
That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is the guy after me, directly after me, goes, this is what I'm here to talk about. How to deploy a parachute from an airplane.
Is this the guy that was in the Marines or whatever? I remember this club.
You remember?
I remember hearing about it.
Yeah.
We weren't in the same public
Yeah.
speaking
No,
class.
I know.
I mean, I remember that you
And
were...
what to do when it doesn't deploy, and then what to do when the backup doesn't deploy. So I'm like, all right, bet. Let's hear it. This guy's a faker.
Is
He's
this-
not.
Isn't
not,
this
dude.
the guy that would just start dipping in class and the professor said something to him and he was just like, yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
all right, I'm cool.
Yeah. This man starts like derobing and taking off his clothes and showing scars. He fell with no parachute from the sky during a test jump for the Marines and landed in a fucking tree
Oh my god.
and lived.
And
And his whole
Uncle's-
presentation was just like, and it was dope. Don't get me wrong. It was a hard I mean, like, thank God I didn't follow him and I was before him. Everybody forgot about Trout instantly.
Yeah.
He brought the parachute that didn't open from the bag.
Oh my god.
It was wild. And the whole presentation was like, look at these pictures of me fucked. Like, that's me hanging from the tree, super high. This is me getting taken down from the tree. This is me not being able to walk. This is me relearning how to walk. This is me on my next jump a year and a half later. All right, dude. Steal the show.
Yeah, why are you in a public speaking class, dude? You
You have
should
to
be
take it.
on the front
No,
lines.
you have to take it.
No,
What do you
that
mean
guy-
the front line? He's
He's a
done,
Marine,
dude.
He did it
dude.
already.
He
He's
already
done?
did.
Yeah,
he did the
was
song and
done.
dance. He didn't
was
even do a
done,
good job.
And then he went to community college.
Yeah,
on a
that's
GI
what they-
Bill
that's
or
what
something,
happens.
dude. That's
Yeah.
how it goes.
And then they become, something else.
You just jog my memory.
A shoe salesman. I don't know.
You just real quick. You jog my memory. It wasn't public speaking. It was a sports psychology class I took at Suffolk, and we had to do a presentation. And I did mine on Ray Allen's 3-point shooting form, and the rise and fall of Johnny Manziel.
And not one person gave a shit in the room. Well, there's probably a few guys.
Well, lots
Yeah,
of sports people.
but
in there were-
the sports psychology.
Sports
Right.
psychology class, yeah.
Right. On the
But like I had to really, the teacher was like, it was taught by a woman, so like not as into football. She always brought up tennis and swimming in her lessons. So I really had to sell the Johnny Manziel thing about how for overnight this kid went from just being like Jonathan Manziel to Johnny fucking football in
Yeah.
about 10 days.
Yeah.
Like
well, whatever.
Neither
All right,
here
recap
nor
it
there.
one more time. 10 to
final is-
1.
No, I'm gonna go 1 to 10.
All right.
Or should we go the other way?
I
We'll
go-
go the
I
other
would go
way.
10.
Honorable mention is The Simpsons. 10, Batman the Animated Series.
Okay.
9, Rocco's Modern Life. 8, Pokemon. 7, South Park. 6, Doug. 5, SpongeBob. Don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
4, Dexter's Laboratory. 3, Dragon Ball Z. 2, Rugrats. 1, Hey Arnold. One of the probably least controversial
Yeah, that was pretty
finalists
complete.
that we've come to.
And where would Dexter's Lab was what? 4?
4.
All right. Quickly, what do you think? How do you feel about
I
the
think
list?
it's a good list.
I'm a little upset.
At what?
Dexter's too high.
No.
Oh,
SpongeBob's a little too high,
Well, yeah.
but South Park's also a little too high.
I think South Park's too high too, but what are you
I think
gonna
if
do?
you kick
know?
those a little deeper and they jumped,
This is like gotta be. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this has gotta be this at least the second, if not third time that you've been upset by how high something was that only 2 people had on their list, and you were one of those 2 people. Because it happened with Pokemon Stadium.
yeah, but my Pokemon Stadium was 9 on my list. Like it was low
You still gave it points though.
because it deserves its flowers. It just doesn't deserve the whole bouquet, bro.
Some people think differently.
I see that.
We
Some people, specifically one person in this room, thinks completely differently. Me and Bryan, our periods were synced up, dude. We almost had the top 5 all together.
Listen, dude. Sounds
So
like you're a
close.
Venusaur guy. So
so close.
Anyway.
but so far.
Yeah, you could toe the line. This is the good thing about podcasting. You can toe the line. Anyway, what's our next one, Jim?
See, I'm glad you I'm glad you asked me that question because we actually don't necessarily have one right now. So
Okay.
if anybody has an idea, meaning the 4 of us in this room, spit it out and we'll come to terms with one right now. I had one idea. We don't have to do it. I just thought it would be funny. Top 10 songs you're embarrassed to admit slap.
fuck
I'd have
yeah.
to see if I
Like,
can put
do
10
you
together.
believe
But
in life
probably
after
could, yeah.
love?
All right. I don't hate that. Anybody else before? Because then obviously this is going to pull back to the viewers, or listeners, I'll say. So that's a good one. You have anything else? We could fall back to the easy basketball, baseball, sport one, but I try to stay away from that.
I know Joey suggested college football teams. I just know Jack's useless.
I'm probably useless on that.
It's a little tougher.
So we'll have to throw that one on the back burner and have Joey come down.
I
Definitely.
typically like something that's for everybody.
Yeah.
I'd like you to tailor one because I think it'd be better to have all 3 of us more uncomfortable and have him in the driver's seat for once. But that's something that
You got anything, Jack?
Not at the moment, but when I do
Hate
come
that.
up with something, we're going to get it out there to you guys on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be.
You got something?
no, I don't.
Nothing?
I mean, I could think of something.
I don't.
I could think of something immediately. I
Spit
mean,
something out.
top 10 arcade games.
I don't hate top 10 arcade games.
I know you don't.
I mean, these are all good ideas. We're probably going to, I like what Jack said. We're going to take to the Twitter, to the Instagram, to not necessarily to the TikTok. This will be a Twitter, Instagram thing. HOH Podcasting on all 3. That's where you could find us, help us pick our next topic. Is that the show?
I believe it is.
All right. Well, as always, we're brought to you by House of Havoc Podcasting, Tiger Pack Productions, Stay Thirsty Company, and Sachi Di Dinero. Peace out.
Stay tuned.